In case you didn't know, professional football in LA is back. A lot of you may have heard part of the story before, but here's how it really went down. The Cleveland Rams moved to LA in 1946, but moved down to Anaheim in 1980. Then the Oakland Raiders moved to LA in 1982. During that time, if you lived in LA, you had two teams to choose from. From the 714 to the 213, fans were lining up to see Eric Dickerson and his Jerry curl in Anaheim, and Marcus Allen at the Coliseum, doing his thing for the hood. Then remember how Bo Jackson ran over Brian Bosworth? Al Davis walking up and down the sidelines? And don't forget, Snoop Dogg was dropping his first album. History was made. You get what I'm saying? But in 1995, it all changed. The Raiders went back to Oakland. The Rams went to St. Louis. Since they left, the NFL has always believed in bringing pro football back to LA. There have been rumors and talks of teams moving to LA since then, but nothing real, until now. Fast forward 20 years later, we finally have a team again, because the Rams are coming to Inglewood. Welcome back to Turfed Up. I'm your host with the most, Coach Snoop. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to break down the Super Bowl, but we're going to do it my way. And you do know that. First question is, who has the better defense in the big game?
The Broncos, I would say, if you had to choose, have the better defense. And even though Von Miller right now is probably playing the best out of every defender, if you had to pick out the team that has the best high-end defensive players, if you had to say, like, other than J.J. Watt when he's healthy, who are the two best defenders, I would say Kuechly and Norman, and they're both on Carolina. So the top-end dudes, even with Von Miller, maybe now Carolina, but overall maybe Denver.
Martavis.
I would say Carolina. You know, Josh Norman's a great corner. You know, he put a lot of study into the game. You know, I just played Denver a couple weeks ago, so, you know, I'm still salty about that one. So
as you should be. I like your catch anyway. It was cold. What you think, Jay?
We actually got to practice against Carolina during training camp, joint practice, and their defense is the real deal for sure. Seeing Luke Kuechly and Norman in practice and all their defense, they got a lot of ballers over there, so I would have to give it to them.
What you think, Mike?
I think the Panthers, too, man, look like the hungrier defense to me.
The Panthers can play loose because they know that their offense is going to score. And Denver's defense is like, when they need to stop you on the extra point, they'll do it. But Carolina can play fast and loose because Cam is moving the ball up the field, you know?
Right.
Which side of the ball has the biggest advantage to make the difference in the game, and why?
I think it'd be the offenses, because the defenses are so strong on both sides. I think it's going to really come down to, you know, whose offense executes, takes care of the little details, and, you know, can get the ball in the end zone.
Carolina's got an offense because Cam is a one-man band. I mean, it's ridiculous. His best receiver, his best wideout is his tight end, and he's the best running back. And somehow the team can't stop scoring points. So, and Denver's offense is a little bit sorry right now, you know?
Yeah, it's gonna be celebration versus strategic. It's gonna be, you know, Cam gonna be celebrating and playing high life, and you know what I mean? It's gonna be a event for him.
And what Peyton gonna do?
He gonna, yeah.
Omaha. He gonna be Omaha.
Yeah, but if you sleep on him, he gonna get surgical on you and cut you up in there. He gonna chop you down. At the end of the game, you're gonna be saying, damn, we were celebrating and now we, you know, that's what he did in New England.
Better run game.
Jay Stu.
Carolina.
Cam Newton. Cam Newton is the better run game.
Yeah, Jay Stu.
In the red zone, Cam Newton. What? I mean, Cam Newton by himself in the red zone, you can't stop him.
He dove over the.
He did that front flip. That was cold. He front flipped like it was a bed out there.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna be nephew versus uncle.
That's what it is.
That's gonna be the whole flavor. That's gonna be the. You know what I mean? It's gonna be experience versus young and fresh.
I hate to say, to me, it looks like a mismatch on paper. Cam is in his prime. He's 26. He's throwing curveballs around guys' heads this year.
Is he looking like he was looking at Auburn? He looking like that? Like he was a grown man against kids?
In the NFL.
I'm seeing that too. I watch the same thing you watch. I can't believe it. I'm watching it like, wow, it's hard to tackle him. Nobody want to stand in front of him. They want that side angle, but they don't want that head-to-head, that, woo-wop, get up in there and hit him. They take that side view.
He's been so underrated, though, that he was building himself up to this.
Martavis, with the way offenses are going more spread, do you think it's more important to have an elite pass rusher or a shutdown corner on defense?
Shutdown corner. The league is really turning into a passing league now, and you having receivers now that are like 6'4", 6'5", that's able to run. So you need bigger DBs because most of the DBs in the league are short.
Hey, it's Lil Dicky. These are the top 3 reasons, in my opinion, why football is way better for TV than it is in person at the stadium. Number 3, you don't have to deal with the drunk buffoons that are at every game. I can tell you firsthand, I'm from Philadelphia. People can get pretty angry and unreasonable. When you watch at home, it's kind of like your best immediate guy friends. The second reason that I think football is way better served for television than in person, and this is kind of trivial, but the bathrooms. I think there's a huge swing in the quality of bathroom in your living room compared to, at the stadium. There's no line A. B, I don't know what it is about public bathrooms that, like, when people feel the need to get in them in a stadium, they have to, like, shit and piss, like, all over the bowl. It's like it's the only place where that happens. The number 1, the best reason why football is better served for TV is because you can actually understand what's going on. You have a yellow line, you've got commentators that are explaining to you the rules and like why like this play makes sense to challenge it or not. When you're at the game, you're kind of like with your friend or your like uncle, and that person may not have a great grasp on the rules and the regulations. So by watching on TV, I think you're just much better served to actually understand the strategy.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Back at you on Turfed Up, my Super Bowl edition. I got some special guests in the house. Which team's personality do you like better, Carolina's flashy style or Denver's down-to-business attitude?
Well, I can't lie. I do like the flashy style.
Because I'm about to say, you sure is flashy. If you sit up here and say, as flashy as you is, you bet not.
I do like the flashy style, you know what I'm saying? But then again, you know what I mean? When it's time to work, it's time to work.
You like that business attitude.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
about you, Dicky?
I feel like if Denver lost, it would feel like it would hurt them more. Like, I understand, I love the Flash too, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like there's just more to lose. Like a guy like Peyton Manning, I just simply can't afford to lose this game. Oh. And it's like Cam Newton, as great and fun, contagious as all that fun is, you feel like it's gonna be there for the next 10 years, whereas these guys are kind of like dying.
Oh, wow.
And it's like their last.
So you want a sympathy win, huh?
I just think he needs one more. For all the shit he gets, he's way better than one Super Bowl. And I think and this is the time to get that second one.
Am I allowed to bring up the dancing?
Yeah, man.
When do you get OD'd from the dabs? When is too much dabbing?
When the defense stops him?
But every play, there's got to be like Morris Day in the time.
But the era.
Every play, he's at least
But Mike,
Morris Day in the time shit.
Mike, the era I come from, if you talk, we gonna smack you in the mouth so you can't talk. That's what this sport is built on. You have the privilege of taking that away from him if you take that away from him. But if you don't, it's his job to keep flashing it because that's the way he play. He's a flashy player.
I get it, but I just think sometimes it's like, enough is enough.
Did any of you guys play football growing up?
I played junior year of high school. Well, I was on the team junior year of high school.
You said you played. I said you on the end of the bench right there.
I did some special teams work, a little bit of kickoff return work.
Ty Dolla $ign, growing up in LA with no football team, are you excited that the football team is coming back?
Definitely. I remember though when it was LA Rams and LA Raiders. And at that time I wasn't really into football, I was just more into learning music. But I'm definitely excited for the Rams coming back, and it's gonna be lit in LA for sure.
Inglewood about to have a Whole Foods and shit now.
Yo, in all seriousness, I want to ask you this. How does it feel seeing dudes that you coached as kids in the NFL? Like, who were your guys in the NFL? Ronnie Hillman?
Yeah.
Who's that speed demon from, Oregon?
DeAnthony Thomas. He played with the Kansas City Chiefs. Ronnie Hillman played with the Broncos. He in the Super Bowl.
These are your dudes, right?
Yeah.
And they're in the NFL.
Yes, sir.
Were they like better than the pack? Like, did you know like these guys are special at that young age?
You could see that they were different, and when we knew that they were very different is when we started going to Texas and Florida to play against the upper echelon of football talent, and these guys were on the same level, if not better. Who would have thought that a kid that came out of my football league would be in the huddle with Peyton Manning and Peyton Manning telling him, hey,
That's crazy.
get over here, hey, go do that, hey, here, hand the ball off to him. Like, come on, man, Peyton depend on you.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Back at you on Turfed Up. Now we're about to take everyone's Super Bowl pick. Starting with you, Max, who you got?
Carolina big. Like, this is going to be a throwback to the Super Bowl mismatch.
Martavis?
Carolina big too as well.
Jay?
I think Carolina's gonna win it. I hope, Peyton steps up though, because last time he was in the Super Bowl against the Seahawks, he didn't really get to show.
Yeah, them boys are from Compton.
Exactly. See, he was playing some guys, so hopefully it's a good game, but I think Carolina's gonna win.
Mike?
I think the Colts gonna win. What's going on? No, I'm just kidding. No, I definitely think Carolina gonna win.
Well, I want to know who you got and why you got him.
Denver.
I didn't even finish.
Denver, 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 Denver.
Why?
Denver. I've been a fan since I was 8 years old.
Lil Dicky, who you got?
I'm going to go 33-27 Broncos.
Wow. That many points?
Yeah. I just think we're going to see something in Peyton that we haven't seen in like 7 years.
Bronco Nation, we got two Broncos. What you think?
I think the Panthers gonna win. They just remind me of how the Warriors been playing, just like smashing everything. And I feel y'all want Peyton to win just because he's finna go out and all that, but it might be quiet.
So Hannibal, who you got?
Got Panthers. Panthers? Yeah, got Panthers. 34-20.
So who you got, Snoop?
Who I got? My prediction for Super Bowl 50. I'm gonna take Cam Newton and the Panthers because I just feel like they the young generation. They young, they flamboyant, they flashy. But I wouldn't mind seeing Peyton Manning go out and do his thing because I'm a Steelers fan, so it don't matter either way. I want to thank all my guests for coming to Turfed Up, the one and only show where we do it how we want to do it, when we want to do it. I'm your host with the most, Coach Snoop Dogg. Peace, love, and soul.